Hi guys, welcome back to Rooted and Real. This is Yinka and Happy. Yeah, so if you're a mom and you sometimes like feel guilty, and I know motherhood is full of love, it's full of like both the good and the bad. And sometimes we feel guilt. So if you are feeling that way, then you're in the right place.
You're in the right corner.
You're in the right corner. Today we want to talk about like what guilt feels like in motherhood. So please subscribe, share with a mother, share with anyone that is nursing a child or that have a child in their home. This is going to speak to you. And when we talk about guilt, we're also going to talk about how you grace will work for you. So please subscribe. We have a lot of good things to share, and please subscribe.
Subscribe to our channel.
And so when it comes to like motherhood, even right now, I think I'm feeling guilty
that you're not with them.
I'm not with them. Like, I'm not with them.
Tell me about it.
I'm not with them. And we tend to want to be like a perfect mom. And it's from love. I don't think we should feel bad about that.
No, we shouldn't.
I don't think we should feel bad about not being with them right now, like because we are doing this podcast. And because we are doing what we are called to do.
Yes.
We are doing what we are called to do.
Yes.
So but before I go deep
into the conversation.
So, have you ever feel like guilty in mother? For sure. Can you share your experience?
You know, because I've told you many stories.
I know, right? I know.
Oh my goodness. And I mean, like, before I even share some of the experiences, I just want people to know, like, mothers to understand that you cannot really heal from whatever you don't recognize is there, right? So let's acknowledge and recognize the fact that there is that place of guilt in motherhood sometimes that happens to us as humans, and that's because we are humans, right? So now to my experience of the guilt the guilt scenarios or episodes. You know, there are times that you find yourself over apologizing to your kids, and it comes from that place of guilt. I just want people to, even as they're listening to our conversation, to be able to pick out times that they to, because sometimes, like I said, to emphasize the statement I made, that if you don't know that some things exist, you won't be able to heal from it. And also, if you don't have language for what you're going through, because you feel that, oh, maybe it's just you, you won't understand that other people are also feeling it. You know, so guilt comes when I feel like I snapped at my kids too fast. You know, I remember this particular example. That's what I've been in my head since we wanted to film this, actually. You know, and I think I shared with you one morning, and it was one of those mornings that I just started working, and you know, I work. You know, so, and you know, that morning, I can't remember what my daughter did. My first daughter, she was the only one who was going to school then, that period. And I snapped at her. And she herself, she was crying, you know, and I'm sure she was like, where did that come from? What's that? And that was also because of what I was dealing with. So guilt, when we say we feel guilty as mothers, we should also acknowledge the fact that there's the person in there's the us before becoming mothers, right? There's the way we handle things before becoming mothers. There's the me that needs to recognize that, oh, maybe I have this habit, this character that I need to work on. Because the thing is, motherhood will stretch us. Motherhood is like the wood that God uses to open some areas of us that we didn't know exist. Because it's easy for you to package for people when you see people, I see you, hello. But these kids, they're gonna bring out the best, the ugly, the other sides of you, right? So the way I snapped wasn't just a reflection of how I'm mothering my daughter or momming my daughter. It was also a reflection of how I can react to situations, and I needed to heal from it and work on myself, not just for my kids, but for me anyways. But that's so. And so what happened that day was, I walk them to the bus stop most mornings when their dad has to go out to work. But I guess that very day was working from home. So when he works from home, he walks them to school, to the bus stop. And so he had to walk her. And so when she left, I was feeling really bad. I was feeling
Oh,
bad about what I did, that I
he's
didn't, because that is usually that walk to the bus stop that we used to at least, talk
connect.
and then
Yeah,
just talk about what happened and all. So
yeah.
I didn't have the opportunity. And what I did was I just, around 10 o'clock, I went to the store, I went to get her something, and then I drove to our school, and then I went to apologize. And, and that was because of the guilt. And I feel it's okay. It's okay for me to, it's okay for me to have that feeling
Mm-hmm.
of, okay, this was what I did to my child,
Child,
like,
yeah.
and I needed to correct myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the part
With the
of the grace and all, right?
yeah,
So I just wanted to share that scenario of how, you
yeah.
know I felt really guilty. In fact, I
Guilty.
almost teared up that, oh, why did I do that,
Scissors.
and
Yeah.
even there are times too that the guilt comes when you're like, oh, you want them to, so they are watching a show, and then you're like, enough, screen time is done,
Yeah.
and it's time for us to turn it off, and
Yeah.
that's it, and we're turning it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it comes, and you're just like, oh, but did we actually enjoy
Yeah,
that
yeah,
show?
they're
So
having fun. Why did
you
you
know,
just yes?
or times where, or times like this where you're like, oh, my daughter is not feeling too well, I need to
And
be
now
there, I
you're
need her
sitting
to be
next
close to
to
me.
me.
But we have to do what we have to do, because if
Yes.
we're also being the better versions of
Myself.
ourselves,
Yeah. You can be the best
then
mom to
mom
them.
to them. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think those are the scenarios that
Yeah.
I feel like
That
the
you've
guilt
the guilt has
comes.
come.
Yeah, I remember, I think I should talk about this too. When I was the first time mom, I remember with my with my third baby now, like, if she's crying, I feel it. Don't get me wrong. I feel my baby when she cries. But
Okay.
I'm just saying that an example was last night. I needed to use the bathroom. And because it had been a busy day in the morning, we had guests at night. And so I was really pressed, like,
Press.
to do number two, right? So I needed
Okay.
to be in the bathroom and then just take my time. And then she woke up in between, and her dad wasn't there. I was the only one. So
Oh.
with my first, and I'm sure with my second, I didn't do it as well. Well, my first, I'm sure I would have said, okay, number two, stop,
Yeah,
let's
good.
go.
Let's go.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to have to call her dad to come. But
Yes.
as a first time mom, if you feel guilty, like having to, it happened to us, and
Yes.
it can happen to
To
you
you
as
as well.
well. So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
recognize that feeling will be there, and it's normal for it to
Mm-hmm.
come. It's now how we handle it when
And
it comes,
when it
so that
comes
the devil doesn't really make you feel
to
shameful
shame.
for
Yeah.
feeling guilty. No, please do not.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
thank you. Yeah, that's true.
I
That's
think that
true.
was a lot.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think it's just because this is what we experience day by day.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we might not even most people out there they don't recognize it. They just feel some people might not even feel they just feel, oh so I was reading somewhere, I think on social media, the mother was saying that oh my I think they wanted to buy like the child favorite snacks. I can't really remember the story
Okay,
very well,
okay.
but then they were on budget. So I think the friend they now went out. The same thing the child was not asking for. The friend now brought it. So she now went to pick her. I can't really remember the story vividly. The friend now went to now
Yeah.
saw that oh my was like, mom, my friend had this, my friend had that, and
Mm.
the child was now crying that she was now crying that oh that if not because they're on budget, she would have been able to like
Mm.
purchase that
Buy for
for
them.
her or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So she was feeling so guilty.
That's it.
Realistically, it's okay for her to feel guilty,
Yes.
but it's also like it's also okay for her to not for her to not to buy it. Like it's
Yes.
also okay for her not to buy
Yeah.
it because
Yeah.
she can't afford it. She
Exactly.
can't afford it, and
Exactly.
uh that's a lesson. That's like a big lesson
For the child
and for the
to also
child, and the
know.
child will grow up knowing that
We
what
don't just, yeah.
although as a mom she's feeling she was like well this is one of the lessons that you don't get to learn, that you have to experience in order for you to
Yeah.
get it.
To know it. Yeah.
Yeah, to get it, like not just like to get
To
like
get it, to
yeah, to
understand.
understand what it
Mm.
takes,
Mm.
like
That's so
I
true.
could have said let me use my credit card to buy this, but what type of
Mm.
mom do I want to be? I'm feeling guilty
Yeah.
right now, but it's okay.
Yes.
It's
The guilt
okay.
is okay.
The
Yeah.
guilt is okay. So if you're out there like you're always feeling guilty for small things, I think you should give yourself like that grace, like give yourself like that break to know that you are doing an excellent job.
Yes.
And another example could be like parents, like when you see maybe your child is behaving somehow and you see like maybe your friend child like are well behaved.
Behaved. Oh my goodness. I can
Yeah.
speak to that. See, we are different phases in life,
Yeah.
different seasons,
Yeah.
and you never can tell. You can, this comparison of a thing. I saw a post yesterday that says comparison is when you're comparing where God wants you to be with where the devil has someone else.
Yeah,
in some cases,
exactly.
because if you're comparing yourself with what you see in another family, online, offline,
yeah,
you're only stealing the joy, the moment you're supposed to enjoy with your own, with nurturing your children your way. See, let me tell you something. One thing I always say to people, and I think I've said it to you before, there's a reason why the kids God gave me, I had to be their mother.
Yes.
There's a reason why you are to be their mother. There's a reason why you are the one to parent them with your personality. God knows your personality,
exactly.
and yet He still blessed you with those kids.
Exactly.
Same for me. So I cannot. We shouldn't compare.
Yeah, I know. Like I do see that a lot. Like maybe on social media, maybe when I'm just scrolling, like, so like, oh my god, like my child is not. I'm apologizing for your child being. Sometimes, to be fair, sometimes I'm so sorry. I know Diane is like, we do it.
It's my sister. We do it. It's a daily thing. It's a daily contention.
Yeah, I know. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. Diane, my this, but it's okay.
That's how, like, kids be expressing
I think
themselves.
It's okay. I think this is even telling us that it's okay. They're just being. Then we see another maybe they're so quiet. Oh, Diane, can you please keep quiet? It's not.
Personalities are different. Kids are wired differently. And it's please, like, it's best for us as parents not to pressure these children so that they will not grow into being a version of us that is also always let's be perfect. Please, it's a matter of that present heart, like that good heart for for parenting, not perfection. Like perfect, even I mean, please.
So we're just like giving this example in order for you to understand or notice where guilt comes from.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be from like for example, my own example would be most of the time when I'm doing something. And there's even like one. My daughter always wants me to pick her from school. She always wants me to pick her from school. And sometimes I have a newborn, right? I'm always busy. Maybe that's when your sister is resting. That's when she says, "Mama, please, can you pick me?" And I say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Then I feel so bad not picking her. Like, but then I'm also responsible for another baby that actually needs me now. So those are like the guilt we feel. Not like, oh, am I a bad mom for not picking her up or why? And she's always very excited when she sees to see, oh, Mama came to pick me up today. Then things like that. And another guilt that I do feel that would be also picking her and dropping her.
Okay.
Yesterday, as a matter of fact, she said, "Mommy, can you drop me? Can you take me to school?" But because I was doing other thing, I said, "I'm sorry, but you know what? What about we have a movie night? Like I won't take you to school, but we can. When you come back, we can have a movie night." And I felt good. I felt so like I felt good. Like, oh, she was so happy and she was so excited to go to school. Then she came back. She was like, "Mama, why don't you pick me up?" I was like, "Oh, it's because we're going to have a movie night and I'm preparing for our movie nights." Things like that. So guilt can come in different ways, like simple things. We don't even have to go to like comparison. We don't even have to go big. It could be maybe you have a meeting, you don't have time for them, they are calling you, even though you're always there. You're always there, you're always responding to them, you're always doing everything. But kids, they will never stop. You're having your meeting or you're on a call, they say, "Mommy, I need this," and you're then I'm not, the guilt will come tripping again at I'm not doing this. Please give yourself grace.
Yes.
These are like real life experience we are sharing right now.
With you.
Like, give yourself break. It's not just, you also have to give yourself like that.
Another, I think of another one where guilt comes. I think it ties in with what you just said, when you're resting.
Oh yeah. Yes.
When you're resting, when you're taking a chill and you're just like, you know what, I don't do anything today and everything. Guilt comes. Oh, you want your house this way. You want it this way. You want this that way. Please, like, it's okay for us to rest. We should rest. Well, a well-rested mama is what our kids want. They'll be happy to see you well-rested. Like, my kids saw me this morning and they're like, "Oh, mommy, you look so fancy." And it's not even Sunday.
Oh, wow, that is the only fancy on Sunday.
And I said, it's not even Sunday. I say, yes, I'm fancy. Oh, your mama got it. So because again, especially for us that have daughters, like they are going to see example of womanhood through how we also live, right?
Yes,
So please,
yes.
Mama, give yourself grace.
Yes, let's give yourself grace.
And you're going to find out how to give yourself grace.
So
Stay
please,
tuned.
and if how you can also share how you always feel guilty
If there are ways,
when let's know how you always feel guilty. What are
Because-
you doing? And when you feel guilty, what do you do? What
that's
do you
something to
do? Like,
do,
what do you
to
do
learn from
immediately?
as
Like,
well.
yeah, what do you do when you feel guilty? Because it's and the devil have a way of just using that
He has it.
to trap you.
He
Rather
has
than
it.
you just stepping out from it or just saying, no,
No.
this is not it. I'm not that person I'm thinking right now. That
Yeah.
that this is not who God want me to be.
Yeah.
Rather,
Even after acknowledging
after
it, you can
acknowledge
shake
it, you
yourself
can
off.
shake yourself,
With it.
of course,
Yes,
shake
with the
yourself
help
off
of
it and
God.
say that. But you know what? You know what devil might do. You
Make you
keep
to
remembering, like, oh, I
in
cannot
there.
do this. Stay in there rather than
Yeah.
just shaking it out and looking for like the next
Yeah.
how you can be the better version of you. So if you are feeling guilty for anything you've done, this is a reminder for you to just step down, thank God, and revive yourself, and just know that
Yeah.
no, I am not that. I'm not that kind of person they ever want me to be. I'm a child of
Exactly.
God, and I'll be a better version of myself to my children.
Exactly. And I mean, the reason why I had to emphasize that part of acknowledging it is because it is easy for, or maybe because of the culture, like
Yeah,
of, I won't say church, but culture where we spiritualize
everything.
exhaustion, where
Yeah.
we feel if you don't say you are strong,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
proclaim it. We should
Yeah,
proclaim the good
proclaim.
thing. But
Yes,
sometimes if you're dealing with things like, oh sis, I don't think we can really do this
this
today,
today.
because it does not mean that you're weak or anything,
Anything. Yeah.
because sometimes we really spiritualize exhaustion, saying no, you have to keep going,
Oh,
you got it, you do this
no,
and that. No,
no.
acknowledge and take that break.
And break.
It's when you
Yes.
acknowledge it that you take the break, then God will come. But when we
Come.
spiritualize it, that yes, I am this, I am that, because
Yeah.
you don't know how other people are. Everybody has their coping mechanisms. You don't know
Yes.
their coping mechanisms, even when they say, yes, I'm strong, I'm this.
Yeah.
Acknowledge it so that God can really help
Yes.
us
Just
and carry
yes.
this weight for us.
Yes. Yes. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
I love this because it actually helped me to also pull things like, okay, yeah,
Yes,
these
maybe
scenarios and all.
the guilt I was feeling yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm feeling better. Even
Better
saying
today
it,
because
like
you expressed
I
it.
expressed it,
Yeah.
and I also try to like balance it. Even though
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the guilt will always come. Just
Yes.
I think balance is the most important thing, and don't dwell in
That's
it.
good.
Yeah,
That's
I think
okay.
we talk
Mm-hmm.
about guilt. Now we're talking about grace,
Mm-hmm.
and grace is something we all experience. I love God's grace is just so wonderful and
Mm-hmm.
perfect. I love the fact that we get to like experience that. And grace in
And we
motherhood,
don't have to do anything
we don't
to
even have to do anything. We just have to accept
just
it.
accept
So I think you guilty. I know my friend here love journaling. Some people will journal like their thoughts.
it.
They take it to God in prayer.
Yeah.
That is you experiencing, like giving yourself grace that
Yes.
even though you can't handle this right now, even though you've snapped, even though you felt this way, but I'm
Yeah.
taking it to God. I'm allowing God to heal me and deal with me in a way that He wants me to be.
Yes. Yes.
So grace is allowing you to write down, pray in prayers, taking corrections, necessary corrections. I love how you
Yes.
say that. Oh, you went to her school to say, "Oh, I'm sorry." Taking ownership of what you've done.
Done.
That is
Yes.
grace.
Yes.
You're
That's so
giving your
true.
grace to go. Oh, I've done this, but I can be a better version of ourselves.
Yeah.
So if you've done things that you felt guilty in any way in motherhood, by recognizing it and taking the necessary step. That is you giving yourself grace and saying that I am not who the devil wants me to feel that I am.
So true.
Thinking about it, how do you feel grace in motherhood? Because to
Like,
me, that's
yeah,
just
like how do I really embrace
embrace it. Yeah.
grace?
How do you embrace grace?
I'm Abiola by grace, by the way.
Oh
So you know.
yeah, that's true. She's I feel like by grace. Oh yeah, you live in grace.
I live in grace, so my sister, because that's where we have to function
I know,
from.
right?
You know, many people ask me about that name, Abiola by grace, because we are what we are by the grace of God. Because every day it's just a reminder to always remember that at the end of it all, I'm human.
Yeah.
And like you said, that for us to enjoy that grace, we accept, and that's the first step for anybody who okay, you talk about grace, you're talking about grace. We're accepting the Lord Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior because that's the person of grace. Then we now enjoy the grace of God, and so it makes me having that place of grace makes me recognize that I'm human, and makes me know that I may make mistakes that I did not plan for, and I need to extend grace to myself, just like I would to other people as well. So in the place of motherhood, I embrace grace by acknowledging when I'm wrong, and then knowing how to take a break.
Oh yes.
And I think I try to, once I know that I'm feeling that guilt, like there's that place of that guilt, because it's easy for moms to keep functioning, over functioning, from the place of guilt. Yes, I apologized, like I said to my daughter, but I also still remember that there's the place where of me just being quiet and just soaking in, to even understand, to even really soak in whatever happened, to know how not to make it repeat itself, even if it may come up. I won't leave myself in that place sulking.
I like that.
Yeah, no, that's not what. Of course, I won't say like it had been like that all along. No, remember what we said. So that motherhood stretches us, and also motherhood actually brings out the better versions of us in many ways. And that's why, when it comes to motherhood is interesting because it's that wood where it's easy for people to say, I don't want to relate to people, I don't want to go out, I don't want to make friends. But when you have kids, they will be your friends. They'll be your friends. So motherhood is that place where you gotta deal with it. You cannot run away from it. And that's where also I think I should also bring a balance to grace, where grace is not allowance saying, yes, I'm like this, so I'll just remain that way. I don't need to. I don't need to, because there is grace. No, grace is not. Grace is conviction to know that this exists, and maybe I'm lacking in this fruit of the spirit of faithfulness, of patience, of self-control, and then there's room for me to work on myself if I recognize it, and I'm ready to put in the work to work on myself. While allowance and just saying, I'm like that, and so that's it. Is you like is you not wanting to put in the work? Because in as much as grace is not putting the work, it's not by our work. The work in grace is you recognizing that there is this weakness that exists, and I need to bring it to the Lord to help me,
to help you.
So that's I feel that's where grace has come in for me, in the sense that it's a daily reminder telling myself I'm human, and even though I'm human, I should also know that I am a representation of Christ to my children, to a certain level. They will see my life and see how my relationship with Christ is, and with it's going to influence theirs. It may not be exactly like mine. It will influence theirs, in the sense that it should be better by the special grace of God, but through what they are seeing in me and my relationship with Christ, they will embrace Christ even in a different dimension. So it also shows in how I handle, like situations and all, right? So I think that's where grace comes in for me.
So for all mothers out there, I think if you want to walk, if you want to allow embrace grace in motherhood, I feel like from all what we've said, I think you can pick one or two things, because I don't want you to dwell in guilt. I don't want you to, because I know this firsthand experience, because as a mother, I know how sometimes we just get carried away with little things and they just keep coming, repeating itself. I want you to like embrace grace rather than dwelling in guilt. I want you to look for how God is speaking to you. So we've mentioned that this is what you should do, this is what you should do. But I need you to look inwardly and see how God is speaking to you, to embrace that grace, and how that grace will help you in your motherhood. Because motherhood is so sweet. There's love in motherhood, there's cry, there's like a little bit of sadness if you're being real.
And it's not about perfection.
It's not about perfection at all.
We don't know. You cannot be a perfect mom. I think I can break that table. You cannot be a perfect mom. I'm sorry, you cannot.
Exactly. So if you learn how grace works for you, it's going to help you become the best mom in the world.
Yes.
Not
Best
not just in
in,
the front
yeah.
of your mom, but in the presence of God.
Exactly.
So
Can be, yeah.
yeah,
That's so true.
yeah. So please, like, also have like a personal relationship with God if you don't, because sometimes God speaks to us like in millions way that way. It's not. I remember when I was a child, I feel like when God wants to talk to you, God will say, "My daughter,
Yinka.
Yinka, now go." That was what I felt. But God speaks to us like in different ways, and
Yes.
it's left for you to recognize when this is the
Hmm.
voice of God for you. So you have to learn how, and if you don't have a relationship with him, you won't know when he's speaking to you. You won't know how to like
So
recognize his voice. And
that's so cute.
you might be, in some people might even be experiencing grace and they can't see it.
They don't know
They
it.
don't know it.
So I hear what you're saying deeply, because it's as though if you want to embrace grace as a mother, you have to first embrace grace as a person for you.
Yeah.
Whew.
That's
I get goosebumps.
that's it. That's it.
That's so
And
true.
so and if you have like an example of how grace is working for you, please share with mother out there. Like, share in the comment section. We want to see you really embracing the grace and how is it working for you in your journey.
Yeah, and another way, like I said, I take breaks. I think every mother should also schedule their break times in between
I
things.
need to do that.
Have a reading for yourself where you include your rest reading. Like, it will help us, because that's where Jesus also meets us personally, not as a mom. Because if you're a present person with the Lord personally, you'll be a present mommy, an effective present mom.
I like that.
Get,
yes, like that's 100%, because this year, this is actually what I'm working on. Like this year, I'm like, I want to build, I want to very, very intentional, build more relationship with God. And I realized that doing that,
it flows.
It just flows. Like, you just realize that you are more present for your child, because you have time for everything. There's time, you are praying, you are doing this, and God is even like showing you ways to be like a better version of yourself.
The way it will show you for you will be different from what it will show
Exactly.
So this is why we cannot even say there's a one size fits all. We are sharing ways that you can try, honestly, and eventually you will find your own rhythm. You'll find what works. You find how God speaks, because God created you and wired you and knew you, wired you for your children, wired me for my own children. No other mother can come and mommy my children. Yeah, I will mommy them.
Exactly. So please build that relationship with God, and you realize that everything you're looking for is there. And so please share, comment, and
I said something earlier on about like you're not a perfect mom, and I'm sure some people are laughing, but yeah, it's true, because you need to get rid of perfectionism and understand that you're enough as a mom, as human as you are. To be the one to parent your children from the place of grace, and also to know that parenting is not you being a mother is not performance, it's your life.
I like
your
that.
life journey. It's not you're not performing for anybody. It's so why are you pressuring yourself? Why are you thinking the guilt should swallow you? No. Come surrender the place of the guilt to the Lord. You are enough. You're enough as the mom. You're enough to parent your children, and every day, times you may fail and all. See it as a feedback. See it as a data you have for yourself to know that, okay, I did it this way, it didn't work, it made me feel guilty. Maybe I should try another way.
Yeah, this just came to my mind. You said it's AR. I believe that parent is not just is a call from God. I think you are called to parent.
Yes.
I like the fact that you're enough. So when you are called, God will align. God will show you how to take that assignment. So you can't compare I can't compare my journey to your journey. I can't compare the way God has called you to the same way.
God is the one scoring the guys, not human. And God is not even scoring any cards. It's not scoring any.
It's just have like a lot of assignment, and He wants to use us as a servant.
Yes. And we said some things earlier on too, that you are the one you are showing examples to your children. So you want to be a graceful. You need to be a graceful mom, because you are going to build emotionally secure children from being graceful. Resilient children from being graceful. Not children that will just be insecure or just no.
So because I think we are like their mirror. Yeah, we're
Yes,
like
we
their
mirror
mirror.
Christ.
We mirror Christ, and they
We've
see
said
us
those things too.
and the likes. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so this is a reminder for you moms out there,
out there,
please
yeah.
don't let the guilt consume you.
Come,
Shake it off, shake
yeah.
yourself off the guilt. If it comes, it's gonna come.
It's gonna
It's
come.
gonna come.
It's always gonna
It's
come. Even
it's
for her
normal.
saying all
It's
this, it's
human.
still going to come.
We
But
are
it depends
humans
on what we
rather.
do after.
That's it. It depends
Yeah,
on the steps we take.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this episode again. We hope to see you on the next one. Stay blessed and stay
Bye.
rooted and real.